Welcome to your Ethereum News Roundup. Here's your latest for Tuesday, August 6, 2024. Succinct Labs releases its production-ready SP1 zkVM, Aragon introduces OtterSync, and Optimism introduces the Kona Fault Prover. All this and more starts right after this message. This episode is sponsored by Firefly, a one-stop Web3 social aggregator developed by Mast Network. Use OneFeed to connect with all users across Twitter, Lens, Farcaster, and all Web3 socials. Try it today at firefly.social. SP1, a general-purpose zkVM by Succinct Labs, is now production ready. SP1 facilitates the development of zero-knowledge proofs using Rust, enhancing code maintainability, auditability, and adaptability. According to Succinct Labs, SP1 can process proofs up to 10 times faster and cheaper than competing zkVMs. SP1 has already secured over $1 billion in TVL and processed over 10,000 proofs. It is used by Polygon to generate pessimistic proofs on the ACK layer and is built on Polygon's Plonky 3 proving system. Verifying an SP1 proof on Ethereum requires only 275,000 gas. The code for SP1 is open source and available for developers to use. Aragon introduced OtterSync as part of its Aragon 3 Alpha 2 release. OtterSync is a new synchronization algorithm that speeds up the setup of both full and archive Ethereum nodes. OtterSync shifts the initial synchronization load from the CPU to network bandwidth. The syncing efficiency is achieved by downloading state data through secondary protocols like BitTorrent instead of direct execution. OtterSync enables data distribution and verification, reducing the frequency of required software updates while improving data availability and maintaining the decentralization of the network. The Aragon 3 Alpha 2 release also brings improvements to chain tip performance, disk usage, and block importing times. Aragon 3 is an all-in-one EVM node that supports both execution and consensus layers. And lastly, Optimism introduced a new fault-proof program named Kona and a virtual machine called Asterisk as part of its multi-proof system. Kona enhances the verification process and secures reliable state transitions throughout the growing network of OP-Stack chains. The Asterisk virtual machine is designed to authenticate the execution of RISC-V programs using interactive fraud-proof mechanisms. The multi-proof system follows the principle of client diversity in Ethereum by adding redundancy to enhance fault tolerance and remove single points of failure. Optimism initially activated fault proofs on mainnet in June, advancing it to a stage 1 rollup. Kona and Asterisk are currently in a development phase and are not yet production ready. In other news, VM releases version 2.19 with experimental support for EIP 7702, and the Ronin Bridge suffers an MEV-related attack. This has been a roundup of today's top news stories in Ethereum. You can support this podcast by subscribing and following us on X at ETH Daily. Also subscribe to our newsletter at ethdaily.io. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.